is documented.
Yes, and you document everything. You document everything.
We send out the letter and ask them to become current, but if they don't respond, then in the September 7th meeting, then we decide on what to do.
And when you vote to go ahead with the legal action of a lien, it's a process where they have to be notified in the paper. You have to do the local paper, try to contact them if they're current residents.
Yes.
And it's a process.
It
is a process. It's not something that happens like this. But you proceed with that, and a lot of times when they get that notification, they'll come back into the fold and start, and they'll come current. Because nobody really wants to lien on the property. And then if they don't respond to that, then you go to the final, once the courts approve of the lien, then you file another bunch of paperwork for foreclosure. And it's a process.
Now remember that this is our first meeting, and I know for a fact that we can pay one of three different ways from month to month.
You what?
We can pay our monthly maintenance fee one of three entirely different ways since 2005. So we may believe that they're delinquent, but they may believe
Yeah, they may
that
think,
somehow.
they may be current, you know.
Yeah, so the letter has to have that kind of.
Yeah.
And it's up to the administrator to decide whether it's legit or not. And as homeowners, you decide as well,
It has to be
is it legit?
Yeah.
You know, or are you going to give them the benefit of the doubt? And then, you know, also you have to weigh in, okay, are they making an attempt to start paying? Maybe you can forgive the past dues if they just become current. So you can make these decisions as a committee, as homeowners.
Okay, the suggestion I think is that I would, as administrator, send out letters to all the people that that are not here, that we don't know if they paid or not paid, and ask them to become current. And then those that have not become current, on September 7th meeting, we'll decide exactly what to do about it.
And in that letter, you notify that there will be penalties. You make it clear in the letter that.
Okay, but penalty, we have to figure out what's going to be the penalty on that, okay?
Okay.
So, but probably my suggestion is, first of all, like Rick said, that this is our first meeting, okay? So that there's so many people that they don't know, no one that is going to be the administrator. They only knew that Alex was the one. I don't know what's the arrangement probably they have with him or whatever. So give that notification to them that the new administrator is Gary, a supervised committee. It's a board that you make the election. So, and to tell them that we're following the rules and they're forced to pay and concurring all the dues. And if they not, probably on September, they will be penalties if they don't pay that amount.
And lack of access, they're not allowed to use the pool, not allowed to park inside the complex, they have to park outside the complex. You can't keep them from their condo, they can walk in, correct?
Yes.
But you can force them to park outside of the gated community.
No.
You can, yes or no?
We did it like in
See,
Cantamar.
some
In Cantamar,
say yes and some say no.
yeah, the authority, like, I'm gonna give you an example. In Cantamar, you know Cantamar, the administration doesn't allow people that doesn't pay the dues to go in. So they called the authority, we went over there and we saw that they can walk in. So we respect the decision of that association. So they got to come to us and start a process, which already is a harassment for the ones that doesn't comply with the condominium's decisions.
The ones that don't pay, are they able to have access to the gym, to the swimming pool? Can you deny, these are services that are provided by the association, and they're not paying into the services.
If your bylaws establish that, of course.
No, even the law.
Let me explain you something. There is the state condominium law, which is the main law in the state of Baja California related to condominiums. And then there is a Rosarito City condominium regulation that complies with the state law. And the third law is your own law that got to be according with that. Anything that you put in your regulations, your bylaws, is like a law for you. The only limitation for the bylaws is not to go against rights of the state and city regulations. Tengo que seguir
Ok.
cómo les
Si
falta.
quieres, igual, ya casi terminamos.
Okay.
Okay, only let me give you, remember, on the private area you have, remember is that apartment, and even the law says that you have you own the parking.
Parking
The parking.
in this? Okay.
Yes, so you own the parking and you own the property.
How about the pool and the gym?
Okay, that's general.
Okay.
Okay, so you can
So
make,
you can restrict their use of
you can restrict only the
the swimming pool and the gym?
Yes, all that you can make restrictions, but in the private you cannot. So that was my point, that
Okay.
on the parking we can have a problem, because they can say, look, I want to park, that belongs to me, and they don't allow
But if it
it.
wasn't written like that, then you could restrict that as well.
Yeah,
Okay.
but
In the
remember,
long term, you can still foreclose against that if they refuse to pay. And some of them say, well, I'll just agree not to use the pool, and, but there's a penalty eventually for not paying.
yes, that's a penalty, that's, what I want to do is that this community runs in the properly way, and if someone doesn't pay the dues, we make a foreclosure. I believe that people are going to, it's going to be hard for them to lose the property, but even the use of the common area, because most of you don't use it very often.
Yeah.
So,
What we noticed is once we went through it and were able to get a lien on the property, usually the person that's delinquent will come and talk to us. Because once you establish a lien, now they want to negotiate, they want to see if you have teeth.
Yeah.
They're really going to follow through. And then once they go, wait, let's talk, I'll make payments.
yeah,
And if they don't do that, then you go on to the next step, which is foreclosure.
yeah.
But honestly, send in a letter to them, bring some people in.
How many units are there?
Huh?
How many units are there that come on?
There's probably about 5.
Five, I thought, a couple are Alex's, right?
Yeah, 2 are Alex's.
Yeah.
Another thing that I want to stress, I know I mentioned it earlier, is that the letter has to be clear that any payments made to the previous association will not be credited,
Yeah,
because they're going to try to cut deals.
From this time forward.
Yes.
yeah, for this time.
If you're
forward.
behind, that belongs to this association. Any issues with Alex, we have to deal with. But they have to know, the owners, because the owners may think, well, we'll give it to Alex and I'll be okay.
Yeah.
Or they cut a deal with him, and they're going to say, you know what I mean? If they talk to Alex, they say, well, what if I give you 50% of what I owe, and you give me a receipt, whatever. They have to understand that any payment made from this point forward to Alex will not be credited for their.
Well, what
Back.
if they said, if they bring it current within 30 days, there'll be no penalty?
Well, that,
After 30
Yeah.
days, there'll be,
but those are decisions we're going to make at the general.
we'll take it up at the meeting, and there may be,
On the general meeting, I propose that that's when we establish a penalty, that we establish all the rules. At this point, we just have to mention that there's going to be a penalty imposed once we have the next meeting, and if they become current, that's not going to be a problem, etc. But by
so we give a
September,
30-day grace period if
Yeah.
they want to come up to.
Okay, only let me tell you that Mr. Huerta, he has to leave, he has another appointment, but he was for us and helped to us, so.
As an information for you, I think next week we're going to be able to put on the website of the City Hall of Rosarito the state condominium law and the Rosarito bylaws, and in 2 weeks the transit regulation of the city. And if you have any suggestions to your lawyers to another regulations of the city, of the state to be translated to English, the University of Baja California is helping us through the students to translate most of the regulations and laws that the American community wants to read in English. So we have those three laws next week, And any suggestion, we're open to hear from you. Thank you very much and have a good day.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Gary, there was one other question that is, for delinquent, renters or owners involving turning on the water. What is the legal situation involving that? What, turning off the water? to-
No, the law doesn't allow to have that. So no. Okay, even the law says, the law says, and it's specific, that only the general meeting, okay, can make the restrictions to the homeowners that they don't pay the dues, okay? The only restriction we have, like, the assembly, is to the water. We cannot do it.
Interesting. I have a quick question. I know this is way down the road, but say there's 5 units that are abandoned or belong to Alex, and we put a lien, they don't pay, so on, it's foreclosed, we actually sell the units. Where's the money go?
To the homeowners association.
Well, at least the amount that's owed to us, the balance is all.
The balance, it has to be paid to the.
Like if they owe 50,000, you sell for 350,000, 50,000 would go to the association, 300,000 would go to.
Minus expenses. Minus expenses.
Minus expenses.
Yeah, they don't get expenses, yeah.
Yeah, very heavy.
So we need to make a motion?
Well-
Is that what you're suggesting to make?
Well, I suggest 30 days grace period, they bring up the date, or prove that they paid, and then just kind of list that there'll be a number of penalties, including liens and foreclosures, that will be decided at the next meeting. Is that kind of a general, without being specifying?
And again, with the first letter from our first meeting, I would have a special paragraph that would not appear in other letters necessarily, that says we were searching for information, so forth and so on, and want to know the status.
But if we're gonna give them a grace period, don't we have to establish an amount and a date by which is?
Well, they either have to have proof that they paid, or the money if they didn't pay.
I know, but if we're gonna say $75 penalty if you don't pay, it starts 2 months after you didn't pay, or 1 month after you didn't pay. If we're gonna give them a grace period, we have to establish an amount at this point. Otherwise, we're just telling them, that's what's gonna happen in the future.
Yeah.
If you want to establish right now,
You know what I mean? If you wanna send them a letter that they have 30 days grace period, we're not even gonna talk about penalties from a month or whatever, we can do it today.
Okay. For suggestions.
What type of
I
penalties
propose-
are standard?
Okay.
Percentage.
What is the?
I propose that it wouldn't be more than $75 at this point
3%,
3%?
yeah,
3%.
monthly.
Monthly?
of the amount owed.
That's less than $10.
Okay, that's,
What?
no,
It's
no.
less than $10.
No, only of the amount owed.
Of the amount of.
Amount owed, so if they owe for 10
It
years,
keeps-
or whatever, 7 years, 3% of that.
There's no way to,
We don't know what they owe.
But it's more than a monthly payment.
Yeah, but it keeps incrementing every month.
I had in the rule 10%.
No, if it's 3%, it keeps compounding.
Yeah.
And once we have a
That's not
leverage,
by law.
3%, that's
That's
what
what
the
I
law.
get. 3%.
Monthly. If we're talking about
Monthly?
monthly.
36%.
3% of what is outstanding. So that could be pretty much for people who have a lot of money.
Incentive.
Yeah.
Well, the outstanding is continuing to grow,
Right.
so
So every month
Yeah.
it's
keep it at
3%
fixed
of
3%.
what.
More and more and more.
It's growing.
Every month it's 3%.
The proposal probably is going to be, give us 30 days period of grace that they will show us that if they pay, if not, they have to be on current. If not, the percent of a 3% is going to be starting after that 30 days, right?
So we can put the lien on after the 30 days if they don't do anything?
If they don't do, we start the process.
Okay.
And then after September 7th, we'll decide if we want to add additional penalties, such as legal action and that sort of thing.
And in
Okay.
September, probably we can say that, okay, we have to put on the table that if they didn't pay, okay, we'll start the process through the court, and we can make restrictions of that, you know.
Yeah,
Okay.
that'll all be in the 11th.
Yeah, I
If it-
I
if
make
it
sure
goes
it's
to
right on
foreclosure,
record because they
You
haven't
can
paid
recoup your legal fees,
Yeah.
your expenses.
When you go to a foreclosure, you ask for the money they own, for the penalties, and for the legal charge, okay, and all the expenses you have to use.
And you give the
I
money
say
back.
they
So
own,
it's gonna cost.
they own the account about, like, there's no bank involved, they don't owe anything. So if we foreclose, whatever it sells for, to the association, give that.
Yeah.
So,
So do we have to vote?
Okay,
Yes.
let me run through it, see if we're all talking the same thing. We send a letter to all the owners that aren't here or that haven't paid, that we know about, including Alex, that they have 30 days to either prove that they're up to date or bring their account up to date payable to the Las Olas Juanas Association. Or after 30 days, there'll be a penalty of 3% per month. And at the September 7th meeting, we may take additional legal actions at that meeting. Is that, I'm not wording it correct, but is that what you
Yeah.
understand?
It'll be 3% on the outstanding
On the outstanding balance.
balance. And if it doesn't become current timely, there may be.
By September 7th.
There may be a lien in the
Decide to
future,
take
and if there's a lien, there may be foreclosure, and if there's foreclosure, they would not only have to pay what's owed, but all expenses in achieving the foreclosure.
Okay, well, that was a proposal, Gary, I'll second that.
Okay. All in favor, raise your hand. All opposed? Okay.
I got one quick question. When you take them to a full litigation on foreclosure, do we have to prove that they owe that money, or they have the burden to, how does that work in Mexico? In Mexico, how does it work? Do we have to prove that they owe this money, or they have to prove that they?
They have to prove that they already paid.
Okay, I see, okay.
the burden is on them.
The burden's on them.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But the vote is that right now is, we're going to send a letter.
Right.
After that, the 3 days of break,
Quadros, right?
they will show us that if they paid, well,
Like
if
those
they-
quadros?
so,
Oh, yes.
if not, they have to put it in current.
I see.
But it's, we cannot show them that they owe it.
Good
One of
record,
the
good
problems
record.
is, I'm not
Just send them
sure
an email and it's
I
like-
have current addresses,
I've used them for years.
like, for example, Ray, or even Alex.
Yeah.
They do such
We
a-
have, yeah, if not, what we can do is that when we start the legal process, I will ask to the authority that try to find the correct address of each one of them.
I mean, to send this letter out.
I know, but we have to do it.
The last known address, and if we have any questions, we can, if they're in the United States, we'll try to find them.
Even what we can do is that letter, we can put it on the door of them, and,
Okay. And on that bulletin that we have.
yeah.
Okay, so I'll send it out multiple ways and see what happens.
I have one question.
Yeah.
Have we voted on the name?
No. Yeah, I would propose that the name of the association, Michelle brought up a good point, be Las Olas Juan Association.
Okay, let me tell you something. Right now, by law, your name is Condominio Las Olas.
Condominium Las Olas?
Yeah, that's it.
So that's what it has to be.
That's going to be the legal name.
Okay.
Condominio Las Olas. No,
Everything here.
no. It's like in this one, this is Condominio Las Olas, the regulation and everything, and this is Condominio Las Olas Grant. In the state are registered like that, and that's the only one we have to follow it.
It's condominio.
Condominio Las Olas.
Well, that looks thicker than the other one, huh?
These are two of the Ola's brand. And this is
Okay.
Las Olas.
Baby Las Olas.
So what this group is called is the Assembly of
Condominio Las Olas. Yeah.
So the Baba Bing Social Club is totally out.
That's where we're gonna have our other meeting.
Maybe at the next December we can vote on it.
Okay, so the official name is Condominio Las Olas. Designation of special delegate or general business?
No, improvements to facilities that are needed immediately.
Okay.
You put that on the agenda.
Yeah, I sent out a list of things for people to put priorities on what they thought was most important. Is there any more of those over there? But I'll email. Okay. I'll try to assemble these into as many of people. Oh yeah, it's so before you leave, if you could put like rank these in order of what's most important, just pass these down, and then turn them into me, and then I'll make a list of what the owners think the priorities are. That's the only way to-
Yeah. I'm looking for mine. They have it.
Garbage service, garbage. Enough garbage cans to hold the present garbage.
Yeah, we have some money because of.
Get the lighting fixed in this parking area.
Yeah, well, if it's, in the interim for a month or two, I can cover
Lighting
it.
in the parking area.
So, okay. I'm gonna have to see, but it's, at least for a month or so, it's not gonna be an issue. Because Jerry's gonna pay, and we'll have plenty of money. Okay, thanks. Yeah, as soon as I get all these, I'll send out an email giving you the results.
Number 1 and 2.
You know, basically,
Number 10.
proceed on
10 and 9.
according to the priorities that the owner set.
They all seem to be one.
Yeah, well, I know, it wasn't very clear, but I'm
10 is the
trying
highest.
to.
10 is the highest
Only one
priority.
number one,
I know.
one number two.
Oh, it's the other way around.
Yeah, it says right here.
So I gotta go backwards.
So I know a lot of people do different, but I'll try to interpret
That's gonna
it,
be
figure it out.
I think get garbage cans.
Authority to
9.
tell the guard.
Okay.
Getting some garbage cans is number 1. Garbage cans and security lighting.
Right, well, the security is.
See, you write it in down here.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that garbage out there all piled up really looks trashy.
As long as now it's this new association, it's not one of Alex's sponsors.
Okay.
Is Alex entitled to this?
One item that I want to bring up is on the maintenance manager, that before we had Sergio. I don't know if anybody feels strongly about keeping Sergio, bringing Sergio back, or bringing someone else, or if there's any opinions on that.
I think Jaime does a great job. And he's more, he's physically able to do more than Sergio would do.
Does anybody have somebody they'd like other than Jaime?
I'm good with Jaime.
Okay.
And then Jaime
All those in favor
could always hire.
of retaining Jaime as the maintenance manager at least until September
For
7th.
September.
Raise your hand. All those opposed? Okay, Jaime will be the new maintenance manager.
No, I think Sergio's kind of stuck in a bad spot with Alex. He did stuff. Alex
Anybody else have anything they want to bring up?
Yes, I would like to bring my dues up to current. I'd like to bring my maintenance fees up to current.
I'm the
But
treasurer.
I'd also like to. I'd also, I think it's necessary to somehow, if the association could indemnify me to say, Alex can't come back and try and get association fees or past dues or
Let me tell you-
surcharges or interest. I'd be glad to pay my money.
Let me tell you something, right now, the reason that a period of grace of 30 days is that there is not going to be penalties in the past, okay? If you put on current in that period of 30 days.
Yes.
Okay, remember that Alex is nothing here. All of you are the ones that own Condominio Las Olas.
Okay.
You're the ones that are going to make the decisions. If
So
you
it's
decide,
30-day grace period.
I'd love
if
to
the
pay my.
majority decides that they will cancel the penalties, it's up to you. If the majority says that they will give you that 3 days period of grace,
He has a concern, and I think I know what you're thinking about. He's worried that Alex says, wait a minute, you owe that money to me because I was the administrator. That's what Alex is gonna say.
No.
And he's concerned about that.
let me tell you something. It's different that Inmobiliaria Las Olas, he was the developer, okay? When they make the confirmation of this condominium Las Olas, okay? Condominium Las Olas are all of you, okay? So he cannot go after you because he will not be even the represent the community.
He wasn't legal before.
It was legal before, from now on, it's not legal.
What does it say? I never got a bill. I never received an invoice. And how much, according to that book, are my monthly dues?
The monthly dues is the,
What does it say in unit number 27, the dues are?
and what's your apartment?
27, 702?
That's two bedroom.
2 bedroom.
2 bedroom.
Oh,
Was it ever written in the book, actually, what the dues are? I saw something about 200, I saw something about 230, I saw something about 250. I'd be glad to pay.
You can pay me, here it is.
And I think it would really be a boost to the associations.
I think the budget more than likely is going to require the new fee amount, but whether the old fee amount, the original fee amount would be satisfactory to bring up to date.
Oh, you don't have to.
Okay, give me those.
Okay. Your apartment, it was, your apartment, it was the one that, how many square meters?
I don't know.
Is it 2 bedroom or 3 bedroom?
2 bedroom.
2 bedroom at top unit though.
In the middle or on the end?
It's the, no, in the middle.
How much you were supposed to have to pay?
I saw 200, I saw 230, and I see 250.
Supposedly the small ones are 200. The medium ones are 230, and the bigger ones are 260.
No, that's not what we're going to pay.
But that's,
That's what the original amount has to be paid.
Right. Originally, he said the smallest ones were 250, 275 for the medium, and 295 for the large.
200.
That's what we've been doing.
200 is what the original has to be paid.
Okay. So my past dues, I can pay 200 and right now 250?
No, 200 is supposed to be the amount that you have to pay.
Okay.
Okay, but it's going to be in consideration of the budget that we can present.
Yeah, well, I'm proposing that the budget be based on until September 7th, be based on the current monthly fees that we're paying, not the original fees, because I think we're going to need the money. But we can decide on September 7th if it can be reduced or whatever.
Or increase.
Or increase if necessary. But I think the objective will be to have it no more than it is now.
But the people that owe money,
The past?
the past, are they the adjusted ones? Because they adjusted it with time,
Yeah.
or it's gonna be the original amount, because that's what he wants to know.
Yeah, I'd like to pay all my dues up for the past 7 years at the rate of $200 a month, and then I'll abide by whatever the future rules are. Would everybody agree to that? Would somebody like to make a
I
motion?
agree to it. Anyway,
We're gonna propose something.
Okay, I understand what you're asking, because you haven't paid your fees.
Right.
So you're gonna pay them now at the original price of the 200 that we have to figure that out, because I don't know, because I know, whatever.
The one he wants to know if
Yeah.
that's okay, and that would be a substantial discount
Yeah.
compared to what we've paid, but I think it'll be a substantial benefit for us to get the money.
Yeah.
Put it up for a vote.
I propose that Jerry, in particular, be allowed to update the association fees at the original amount when he purchased the unit. But from this day forward, they will be according to the rules that the 250, 275, 295, those kind of figures. But to bring his balance current, he could use the original amount.
I second it.
All in favor? All opposed? You got a big discount.
We're gonna fix the gate.
Margarita.
We're gonna fix the gate. That's what
Yeah, we're gonna fix it.
Yeah.
New gate.
But he's got 30 days.
Yeah.
Any other business or that we have to do or?
About the insurance, do you want, we're going to propose that?
Yeah, that there's the budget committee is going to be set up, and Jerry, who used to be in the insurance business, is going to do some research and provide some alternatives for them to consider.
As long as the administrator has the right to purchase the insurance, I think it's imperative that we get insurance right away. With all the people that are here during the summer month, if somebody slips and falls or dies in the pool, we could all be held liable. The building could have a lien against all of it by some lawsuit. So I think it's imperative that we tackle that right now and get it.
Probably even you can hire a liability that is not going to be too expensive.
Yeah.
We don't do airwork and everything. A liability is going to be very cheap to do it. So
I have another concern, another question, before we adjourn. We have to notify the security people that we are the people that are going to be.
Yeah, right after this meeting, I propose to bring in the staff that's here and notify them.
Yeah.
that,
We are their new bosses.
And see if they want to work for us,
Yeah.
which I assume they do. And but some of them aren't here right now, so we'll have to notify them individually. But some don't speak English, so I asked Francisco to help in.
Yeah, because they're companies, right, that who, is it a company or individual that are doing the cleaning, for instance?
I don't know.
I think the guards are through an agency, and I don't know about the cleaning staff.
Yeah, so we have to notify that agency that no longer gonna get paid by Alex.
And Jaime as well.
Probably my suggestion is to speak with the people and to hire independent.
Yeah.
Because remember, if Alex, I don't know how many guards he has.
Yes.
So
Very true.
for them, it's only 2 guards. So I believe that this company is going to prefer to continue working with Alex
Oh, so we maybe hire someone else.
Oh, probably hire them individual, not
Okay.
to that company.
Just so you know, about hiring, by hiring them yourself, you have to establish a social security for them, and you have to pay into it. If you hire an agency, the agency covers their social security. So it's huge.
No, that's
So
what
you
we
gotta
want.
think about it, because once you hire them directly, you're responsible, the government's gonna issue you their ID, tax ID number, and you have to pay.
Okay,
If you hire an agency, you're gonna pay a lot less for security. It's a give and take.
Okay, let me tell you something. Most of the time, supposedly it's that way, but
Are you gonna pay this?
when you hire even a company, most of the times, the guards, even that they work for that company, or that company is paying the payroll of them, okay? And we are going to hire that company, okay? By law, if they working with us, we have a responsibility even with them.
We are something to,
Yes.
The way it works with us, we've gone through this. We've hired privately, and then we've gone to an agency. We have not been responsible. The government has not come after us for their social security. They've always gone after the company.
The social security not, but labor.
Yes, law, yes.
Yeah, but the labor law, it says that even that social security is not going to go after us, it's going to go after the company we hired. Okay, by the law, if they didn't pay the salary or whatever, okay, they can come after us even, because we're solidarily responsible for that.
Because our contract was always with the company, and we've never had issues.
But as long as.
We've never had issues.
As long as the company is active, then.
Yeah.
There's so many differences.
So, but it's going to-
But it's, like I said.
Yeah, if the company goes
Be
bankrupt,
aware,
then we
just be aware.
Then probably the next step is to talk with the company, if we want to continue working with them. And
There's a small of a dilemma, because there's a couple of the guards we really like, but at the same time, if we know that their
Yeah.
boss is loyal to Alex, we
Yeah,
want
that's what
to,
We
to,
didn't cut that. Yeah.